Welcome back for another episode of From My Perspective. We are hitting you guys with a turkey. That's three in a row. But I'm your boy Dion. Thank you again for joining us. Please like, please subscribe. I just want to get that out the way. Captain Hey the Q, how's it going?
Man, you already know the best. It's your boy, Mr. Pale. I can't say your name up on the spot. Might not put you to mind. Hey, Dion, we put in work. I ain't even gonna hold you. We put in
Yeah,
some work today.
a lot of work, man. We put in work. You know who else put in some work on Sunday? That man Greg McIlroy winning the Masters, getting that green shirt, and now he's a Grand Slam champion. I believe they said there's five other people who's done it. I know Tiger's one, and I know Jack Nicholson
Jack Nicholson, yep.
is another one. But no, you wanted to talk about the Masters, man. I'm not a big golf guy, especially since Tiger is no longer Tiger. I want to learn how to play golf, but that stuff is hard. But your thoughts, man? Roy, Grand Slam champion.
All right, let me give you these other names. Gene Sarzin, Ben Hogan, which I heard of. Gary Player, I heard of him. Of course, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Rory McIlroy. Rory got his now. So the reason I wanted to talk about the Masters was because one, we could put it in the bio so that we talk about other stuff too.
Yeah.
I was down there watching hockey a little earlier. I might get some playoff predictions in a couple of coming episodes. You never know. You know what I'm saying? But I watched them. I'm a majors watcher, and I watch. And then summertime Sundays, if ain't nothing else on, I click on it. Have it playing in the background, watch a couple shots here and there. So I do watch golf here a little bit. I'm not saying I'm on the Golf Channel on Thursdays watching the first rounds of the Texas Open. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I do watch the Grand Slams and whatnot. And the reason I want to talk about this one was because Rory finally got over the hump. They said the people that had won the Grand Slam, they won it within 3 years of winning. So they won that third one. Within 3 years, they finally won the fourth one. Rory was going on year 11
Mhm.
of trying to, capture the Grand Slam. Slime. Why I keep saying slime? Like I'm talking about Young Thug. Like, what am I doing? But Slam, he going on year 11. And I also watched him. I'm watching it. And bro was up he was 14 to 10. Next thing I know, he was tied. Bro was start bogeying holes and double bogeying, and he's hitting shots that your average player would hit, not a guy who has won three majors. You know what I mean?
It started
So,
getting tight. He was getting tight, man. He felt it.
bro, he was choking. And when I said we was gonna talk about this, I was thinking in my head like, we gonna end up talking about one of the greatest chokes of all time. He had it and he lost it, but then somehow he brought it back, and then bogey on 18, so he then had to go to the playoff. So he he choked it once, came back, choked it again, but still won. Once he went to the playoff, Brian ain't gonna lie to you, I just knew he was gonna lose because I feel
I
like his mind frame would have been fried. Don't you think?
No, I thought when it went to the playoffs, because when it started to get to the end and they was talking about how tight it was, I clicked on it, looked at it, and then I saw it went to the playoffs. When it went to the playoffs, like, oh man, I think he gonna fumble it. I thought he was gonna fumble, like, because he had it, lost it, then had it again. I thought, oh, he's done. But that shows just how mentally tough he is, because most human beings, even though when it got to that playoffs, they would have fumbled it.
It would have. It's Justin Rose came in. He put up. He was like, "Hey, I'm not going. Basically, I ain't gonna let you run away with this tournament. I'm gonna make you work for it." And he made Rory work for it. And so I won't give shout out to Justin Rose to even put it in the position to go to a playoffs. But I really thought, I ain't gonna lie, though, when they said they was going to the playoffs, I really thought Rory was gonna choke it away. And then my question was, if he lost it this time,
He wasn't gonna get it.
that's what I was thinking, dog. I was like, if he's not going to get it, it's not going to happen because this was your opportunity. This was the one.
Yep.
But he did. So I wanted to shout him out, like, hey, man, congratulations. You got that. And I also think it's good for golf. It's the other thing I want to touch on. Because so many of those players went to live, they took the money, they went over to live. and they live in a nice life. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. They live in a nice life because they got a nice paycheck. Rory stayed and was the face. Rory was the face of the PGA. Him and Tiger, but more so him because Tiger stayed hurt.
Yeah.
Tiger come back for like a day and be like, you know what?
His back is tweaking again.
I gotta go. It back needs something. Most of the time it's the back here. But something hurt. Rory stayed and he was the face of the league and he took all the punches. And he was throwing the punches back, trying to save this league. They even started the TGL, the simulator golf. I watched that a little bit too, because again, it was on during the week, bro. It wasn't nothing else on. You know, I find some sports related to watch. So they did all of that, but then he took so many shots, and so many people was nitpicking on the stuff that he would say that he had to take a step back from, being the face and was like, hey, somebody else, let somebody else run it. But all that he's been through from his personal life, because he had relationship situations that we're not gonna touch on, he lives a very interesting life that way as well. That's going on right now too. But as far as that, the PGA stuff, being chased in the Masters, because that's the one. It's in the same spot every year. It's in Augusta, Georgia. At this every year, all the other majors, they move around. It's a different course. They beat the U.S. Open be in Louisville sometimes. It moves around. The Masters is the same course. You know this course because you've been played it so many times, and this is the one that you needed. And I'm glad that he finally got
it. Hey, shout out to him. He much deserved. Be it as you can't really be considered one of the goats unless you got a grand slam in golf, from my perspective. And he's got it.
You got to.
Got to. So he's got it. He's in that conversation with those other men. Hey, it's just go out and do it, win you some more Masters, man. But you at that seat now, Roy. Congratulations. You deserve it. That green jacket look good on you. Let's talk. Let's go ahead and move over to some other news that happened last week, and not very good news, though. We are going to have eventually. We put it off last summer. Eventually, we are going to have an extensive conversation about this NIL in college sports. It has gotten ridiculous, but we have a guy who I don't even know how to put it, but let me just go ahead and say it. Nico, the quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers last season. Apparently, it goes back to last December where he was telling Tennessee, "Hey, I need some more bread." Apparently, it was word on the street that he was like, "I signed to play 12 games, maybe a 13 game if we play in the conference championship. I ain't signed up for this college football playoffs," which is nonsense. You signed up to play a season. The college football playoff is part of the season, but he was making about $2 million. And I've heard he doesn't have an agent. I heard his representation has been his dad. Apparently, he wanted to make $4 million. Supposedly, he went to Tennessee. Hey, I need like $4 million.
Mhm.
Tennessee was like, "You was cool. You was good. You wasn't trash, but you wasn't $4 million good." And apparently, he wanted $4 million to because Carson Beck, former Georgia quarterback, got $4 million. Now, before we get a little bit more to it, just I understand why you saw Carson Beck like that man making $4 million. Carson Beck was not great last season, but the difference between Carson Beck and Nico, from my perspective, is Carson Beck he at least had a good season the season prior. He's got he's got him a ring. I believe, pretty sure he does. Pretty sure he does.
Let
I'm.
me check on that one.
But Carson Beck, he is a commodity. He might not have been very good last season. Some people just have bad season. Would I have paid Carson Beck $4 million? No, but I understand Miami why they did it. They needed a quarterback.
Carson Beck is getting a lot of shade here. I can't help but laugh. Carson Beck is getting a lot of shade.
For
Yeah,
me,
I feel where he was going, but damn, you have to run that man over that many times, bro. You didn't have to go.
hey, he's a good quarterback. He's gonna be good for Miami. He's gonna be good for Miami.
Now you want to say he's a good quarterback? You
I
ran
said he
that
was
man over
good. He
with
just
the
had a bad season last year. It
man.
wasn't
You ran
great.
that man over with the bus 4 times. You ran him over, backed up, and then came again, and then thought you left something. Like ain't nothing left down there, dog. Why leave that man
Yeah.
alone?
You know what? Yeah. Let me go ahead and slide this bus over to Nico, though. Let me go ahead and slide the bus over to Nico. But apparently, He went to Tennessee. Hey, I want $4 million. Tennessee was like, nah, dog, you was cool. You wasn't that good. And apparently he was like, I'm doing cool. He left. No, there's words that Tennessee kicked him off, or there's words that he's like, I'm done. Pretty much he left. He entered the transfer portal. It's been reported it's not a done deal, but it's UCLA. It looks like it's UCLA or nobody. A lot of teams, Tulane said, no, I'm good. UNC said, no, I'm good. They just picked up a quarterback in the transfer portal. But the man wanted $4 million. And what's crazy about it, assuming he does go to UCLA, and I saw this a tweet, they are going to give him significantly less than what he was originally making at Tennessee. He's going to be making a meal, but with taxes, he's going to be making like 900,000. So your representation cost you at least what 30, 50,000 at least, maybe more.
Yeah.
You probably could have got a raise. You wasn't gonna get a $4 million raise. You probably could have got to like 2.5 or something, 2.8, something around there. It's just crazy. He's got looks like he's at home. I was assuming that college football might try to blackball him because of this nonsense. I'm surprised they didn't, because they had the power to do so. He couldn't go to any SEC schools. But it was a lot. I mean, I said a lot, Q. Give me your thoughts on Nico, man.
Hey, first, Carson Beck won 2 championships, 2001, 2002. He played. He only played. 2001, he only played 4 games. 2002, he played 7 games, but those is like backup stats. So when he was the main quarterback, no, he did not win, but he does have 2. So with the Nico situation, bro, the Nico did this backwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went to the boss. He basically went to the bosses and said, I got another offer. I'm gonna get $4 million. Like, I'm gonna bully y'all into 4. Well, let me not say I got another offer. I'm gonna bully y'all into giving me this $4 million because of who I am, without actually not having another offer. You can't ask a $2 million pay raise. You can't ask for a $2 million pay raise unless you got somebody else offering you that money.
Yep.
That's why there. So I was listening to a podcast. Shout out, matter of fact, Bomani. Shout out Bomani Johnson. He was talking about how it's barely enough good NFL agents to represent all the good NFL players. Well, all the NFL players, get the good, all the NFL players. So now you add on the college too. There's definitely not enough. He got bad advice. I don't know if it was from his father. I don't know if it's from maybe he had somebody in his ear. Whatever it was, he got bad advice. Somebody told him wrong. If you gonna ask for $4 million, if you gonna ask for a $2 million pay raise, you better have somebody else that's about to give you that $2 million pay raise, or at least something close to it, so you can have some type of leverage. You went into this situation without no leverage. Nico had no leverage, and then tried to bully Tennessee into giving him $4 million a year.
Also, you gotta make sure you got the stats and tape to back it up. Because, like I said, he was cool, wasn't bad.
He
But
started out high too, but he tapered off.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do that situation, but let's be real, dog. That's what's wrong with where college athletics is now. I'd have said this, like you said, we keep pushing this conversation out. We're gonna have to have this conversation this summer. It's cool for the players to get paid. They deserve to get paid. I do think at some point you're gonna have to put a type. It's gonna have to be a salary cap at some point.
So, I tweeted out, I believe this is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's going to change something. Salary cap, I think we're going to more so get contract links. I think you tied in for 2 years, Bob. I'm
Yeah,
tired of it. You tied in.
and that's the thing. Everybody compares it to the coaches, like, because I'm my biggest one of my, not even necessarily the money. My biggest issue more is the transfer portal. But like I said so many times on this podcast, where it's simple fact, dudes is going to 4 schools in 4 years trying to get playing time or get more money. Bruh, go get a college degree. Cause them things ain't cheap, man. My dog, them ain't cheap. Go get a college degree. Use this opportunity to go get a college degree, because you don't went to 4 different schools and you still not going pro.
And you know them credits be said every time you go. Hey, you lose a bunch of credits every time you go to a different school.
Now you ain't. Let me tell you something. Especially in football, there's no other league. Yeah, the AFL, the X was XFL now. UXF, UFL. I don't know. Yeah, it's UFL now. They look. Ain't no other leagues besides the NFL for real. At least
Yeah.
in basketball, you can go overseas.
Yeah. Making a
Cause
good living. That's people make good livings.
man, it's some dudes out here flying females out every weekend because they making money over in Italy and China.
Yep.
Like it's money out there. In basketball, you can do it. You can't do that in football. They the transfer portal. They need to put roots down somewhere, and the transfer portal is hurting them. So they transferring every year. NIL's NIL's got people thinking. Also, I'm gonna move from school to school to school to get more money. And okay, cool. Once you get that money, after your playing career is done, what you gonna do? Because it wasn't like these some of these dudes is transferring from Arkansas to Tennessee or from Ole Miss to Nevada or something like that. These schools these schools are paying you. You know what I mean? You get paid at every school. It can't be that much, bro. It can't be that much more money. It can't be.
It can be. And it's good money. Shoot. It's a good amount of life. It's life changing money, but it's not generational wealth money. You ain't getting that till you get to the NFL. You get good money. A million. Oh, I'm assuming these guys are smart. For real, there's not a lot of people making a million. Most of them is making like 600,000, 800,000, somewhere around that range, depending on you elite quarterbacks, you getting in the millions. You elite players. Homie over there at Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith, I know he making at least a million, probably more because he's that dude. But a lot of them guys, they're only making like a couple $100,000. That's not life changing money. That money's gone in a blink of an eye. Y'all buying them scat packs? Y'all buying them Dodge Chargers? That money's gone.
It's
So,
overseas.
I mean, they're not making life changing money. They do need to fix this transfer. The transfer portal is probably more the issue. They need to, you know, lock it, rein it in a little bit more. I have my ideas. We'll talk about that in the summer, how they can rein it in. The NIL is just so wild because when it first came out, I'm thinking, oh, people they're gonna be able to get on some commercials. When people buy their jerseys, they're gonna get a little kickback from their jersey sales. You know, maybe do a little promotional on campus or something like that. Be on a billboard. Like I see players on billboards here in Louisville. It's basically pay to play. That's all it is, pay to play. They ain't
Yeah.
want no commercials. They don't have to do much. They just, hey, just give me that 800,000. I'll come. They come. They ain't. I just thought they was gonna be able to do commercials, get a little kickback from their jerseys. That's how I saw it was coming. EA Sports gonna give them a little bread to put them in the game. That's what I thought it was gonna be, but it's not what I thought. They changed it. It's a different world out there.
But these dudes ain't even going to school. They not even going to school, bro. Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like
It-
which Magic back in the 2000s, my era or whatever, they was getting passed anyways. But like North Carolina, a lot of the basketball players got passed. They wasn't actually going to class. But at least they stayed on campus for 2 3 years so they could at least fake that they got a degree.
yeah.
These dudes can't even fake like they got a degree.
If anything, they was just taking those just cheat classes. They was taking some cheat class, easy A classes, and getting that degree. Hey, they got a degree. I ain't mad at them. Shoot.
I don't know.
But speaking of people that got degrees and they are forced to stay for a long time, college basketball, the WNBA draft was there. That's one thing I feel like they need to change that. I don't necessarily understand why they have to stay, 3 years? I don't necessarily understand why they have to stay 3 years.
Well, currently it makes more sense, like we talked about last week.
It makes more sense now, but
Financially, because they make it more.
financially it makes more sense. But I just men they can leave one and done. I don't know. Whenever they get that new revenue share contract, they probably should change that rule. But let's go to 2025 WNBA draft. We knew who was gonna be first. It was like shoot, we knew. I hope she already got her apartment or house together because she had plenty of time to look for it. She knew where she was going.
You know she was going all year.
Yeah, Dominique, she went to Seattle. Sonia went to Washington. Kiki also went to Washington. Uh, Justy, I want to give a shout out to her because she is the Golden State Valkyries' first ever draft pick. Hopefully you become nice little special player for them because being someone's first, hey, they never remember the person that came in second, but they do remember that person that came in first. So you're the first. Georgia Amore went to Washington. Anisha Morrow she went to Connecticut. Sonya Rivers, she also went to Connecticut. Sarah Ashley Baker went to the Sparks. A- Asia Saka. If I butcher these names, I'm so extremely
Hey man,
apologize.
because you're doing better than me. Because a lot of these I wouldn't even try it. I would have just took.
Chicago, Baby Durant. She also went to Chicago, teaming back up with her former teammate in Angel Reese and Cardoza. And Isaiah James, she went to Dallas Wings. So that was the first round. Any thoughts to the first round? How you feel?
Okay, so my first thought, like you said, we no disrespect to Paige. We all knew Paige was gonna be number one. We've been saying Paige was gonna be number one since the end of the last season for the WNBA. We knew Paige was gonna be number one. So shout out to Paige. Congratulations to Paige. Cool. Let's go to this Dominique young lady. I some tape on her. Of course, watch on YouTube. When I say I watch tape, watch on YouTube. Yo, Shorty got game. She's nice. Like she's gang, dope, gang. I think she's gonna be something special. But my question is, she's 19. She could have either stayed overseas or went to college for like a year or two
Yep.
and made more money. Why? And the same thing with the young lady that the Valkyrie draft.
The overseas, yeah, Justy.
Yeah, as we just gonna go with Justine.
Yeah.
So Dominique and Justine, I don't understand why they came this year. Because now they locked into contracts. I think the rookie contract's like 3 years.
Yeah,
And
so
the new CBA kicks in next year. Dog.
should have waited
It's
that 1 year.
bro. What did they say? Out of 120 something players, 105 is free agents next year. Basically, only people that's under contract is women who came in the league that's still on their rookie contract.
Yep.
That's it. That's the only women that's not gonna be a free agent next year when the new TV money kick in. So I don't understand why they came this year. Back to the Nico situation down in Tennessee when he tried to hold them for ransom. I think these two young women got. I feel like they got bad advice, or maybe it just was time for them to come over. But I feel like both of them could have went to a college for like a year or two and made so much more money.
You're absolutely right. Like if I would- if I should, there's a good amount of women. Olivia, she was from Notre Dame. She transferred. She could have went out. She was supposed to be the second overall pick. She stayed. Thinking about, hey, that revenue share is coming. That means them rookie contract's gonna be a little bit higher next year.
Yeah,
You go ahead and get one more year in college, get this little NIL money, and come to the NBA, come to the WNBA when they're giving us some real money. You absolutely right. I wish I did, Dominic. She is a very skilled woman. She's the 6'6" woman, I
mm-hmm.
believe. Somebody tweeted, I forgot who tweeted it, but somebody said because there was a clip of her basically doing some Hakeem stuff. She posts up, nice little spin move, drop step dunk. Like, oh golly, she drop step dunk. When they start making them like this, I didn't think they made them like this since Candace Parker. But somebody tweeted, "Please, Lord, don't let me be the first WNBA player to get dunked on."
Yeah, that's the thing she could done. Like real deal. Yeah,
Yeah, so
she's
she,
gonna be nice. I just don't understand why she came this year. That's all.
hey, hey, maybe Asia can finesse maybe option on that 3rd year or something. I doubt it because usually these rookie contracts is locked and solid. You get what you get, and you better not throw a fit. But
They not giving her no option. She locked in, G.
yeah, locked in. So your Indiana Fever did not have a first round pick. I believe they had a second round. Lord forgive me. I've been looking for the second round draft order. I didn't watch the second round. I watched the first round.
I ain't gonna lie, I watched the whole
You
thing.
watched
And
the whole thing.
it's not a Captain Hater moment, but it is something I do want to say. I don't understand why there's so many there's 3 rounds. I don't understand why there's 3 rounds. When most of these women that get drafted, they might not make their team's roster anyway.
Mhm.
Like the Mystic had 3 first round picks, which is crazy. They
Yeah,
had
that
third, fourth, and sixth. And then they had picks in the sixth, the second, and the third round. They not even gonna make the roster. I don't understand why they have 3. The NBA don't even have 3 rounds.
they got two.
So I hopefully And I only say that because these women get drafted and then they don't get picked up by the team. The WNBA is expanding, but I don't think it's going to still going to be expansion enough to
Yeah,
because there's enough talented women. Because now you get all these women from overseas as well that's coming into the American pool as well. Oh no, I think they should add another team. I
yeah,
know they got two coming next year. I think they should have another one. And you know where I think
yeah.
they should be.
They're up to 12. I think that sweet spot is probably 15.
Yeah,
15.
15. Yeah, I
15.
can go to 16 if y'all want to keep it even. I respect it. I
Yeah,
know
so,
they're going to Toronto. And I know they're going to Portland.
and then there's been talks about them going to Tennessee somewhere. So
Tennessee. I heard Cleveland. I heard Houston want their team back. I'm gonna keep throwing my vote in for Louisville. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. We can handle a WNBA team.
yes, we can.
I'm just saying,
Hey,
from my perspective, I feel like we can handle a WNBA team.
hey,
So I can vote.
we got multiple arenas. If y'all don't want to let them play in the Yum Center, we got the Freedom Hall.
Come on.
Nobody playing in it. The University of Bellarmine who was playing in it, they didn't want to pay the rent no more. They went back to their own campus arena.
Oh, that's what it was. They ain't gonna pay the rent no more.
I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it
Oh.
was. And they,
Hey,
from what I was told, the rent didn't seem like it was worth it, and they felt like the atmosphere in Knights Hall was better, anyways. For their, they're still an up and coming Division 1 team. So
it's nice how big enough. Okay, I'm up there. We'll talk about that later.
yeah. But we got Freedom Hall. Ain't nobody there. I mean, we got a couple other arenas around. Broadbent Arena. I mean, you probably don't want to go in there
I
though.
was to say, nah, that's more of a circus arena.
Yeah,
We got spaces for y'all. Y'all can
yeah,
come on down. Yeah, but yeah, the Yum Center right on the river. Come on, man. Who had the best? Man, come on, quit playing with us.
yeah.
Quit
Hey, some
playing
people
with
say the
us.
Yum Center is better than a lot of NBA arenas.
And the river went down, so ain't no water down there. They don't happen that often. Y'all
Hey.
good. Y'all good. Come on down. Come on down. Holler at us.
But yeah, so your Indiana Fever though, how you feel about who they took and how you feel about the season? You know, Caitlin Clark, she the face, she's a star. Do you think they can make a run for that WNBA championship?
Yeah, I do think, and I think we're gonna win it next year.
Huh?
Book it right now. I'm saying it right now. Book it right now. This is just me, and it might be a homer. I wish we had picked up Jada Curry. I was surprised Jada Curry did not get drafted, especially coming off that last performance she had in the NCAA tournament, dropping 40 something points. She got the game. She got the offensive firepower to get drafted. I think she deserved to be on the roster, and I wish we had picked her up.
It would have been nice. I support any Cardinal. You know, if you're a Cardinal once, Cardinal forever. That applies to most people. You know, there's a few people out there that it doesn't apply to.
There is a few. There is a
There's a few. But speaking of a few, the Chicago Sky, they did pick up one of those people that is no longer a Cardinal forever. How you feel
few.
about that addition with her former teammates Angel Reese and Miss Cadosa?
Man, shout out to Angel Reese for buying the house, and they was hating on the time that she couldn't pay her rent when she owned her crib. So back and she retired her mama while y'all was running your mouth. And shout out to Cardosa because you know I love me some Cardosa.
Yeah.
I love me some Cardosa. I know you asked about a certain somebody. That's all I got to say. Shout out to Angel Reese. Shout out to Cardosa. I follow Cardosa on Instagram. Shout out to her. Yeah, there's that.
There's that. If I ever make it up to Chicago, hopefully I want to try. I will try to catch me a Chicago Sky game because, hey, I'm just gonna say it. I want to go to an Indiana Fever game, but them tickets, boy, tickets, boy. That
You see
page.
where I was sitting there when I went. You see
Hey,
where I was at. We was up there. We wasn't at the top, but we was on the second row of the top. You know what I mean?
you was, hey, you was talking to Eddie up there.
Man, we was having a good old conversation.
Hey, I feel you. Shout out to Eddie Guerrero. But yeah, that Paige Buckers and Caitlin Clark, them tickets was crazy when I looked them. I'm like, oh Lord have mercy. But yeah, I would go to an Indiana Fever game. It's right there. But
It's right there.
the money. They got the money right there. I understand why it's expensive. I'm just not about to pay it personally.
I think I'm gonna slide, man. I'm gonna try to get to one this year.
I might try, I'm gonna be up there with Eddie though. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm for sure going to be up there without question.
So, all right, so let's go ahead and go slide to the NBA. Shout out to those women that got drafted. Hey, y'all reached the pinnacle, but it's not over with yet. Y'all gotta stay there, especially in the WNBA where spots is limited. You gotta fight for your spots each and every day. As more rookies coming in, as veterans overseas, they want to come back. Hey, y'all got. Hey, the grind has just started for the women that just got drafted. Congratulations to y'all. It's just the beginning though. Let's go ahead and start to the NBA where they're coming to the conclusion of their season, and we have the play-in games. Now we talked a little bit before the pod, about the play-in. I tweeted it. Man, I love the play-in. I feel like it's one of the best things Adam Silver has done. I'm sure I don't know if it was his idea fully, but one of the best things ever. I will never complain about a basketball game with stakes. I've always been a hater of the 7 game series games, because all the games feel like it's got the same intensity. These playing games got intensity. The Golden State Warriors versus the Memphis Grizzlies, it was intense. It's all get out, and I enjoyed every second of it. I was up until I think the game ended like 1:30. I was up watching the whole game. Great game. Golden State Warriors, they advanced. They're going to play the Houston Rockets. Memphis Grizzlies, they are fighting for their lives against the Dallas Mavericks tomorrow or today, depending on when you're listening to this. I did watch the Mavericks versus the Kings. It wasn't a close game, unfortunately. I did watch the Heat versus the Bulls. The Bulls looked like they had their Cancun trips booked. They didn't pick out what shorty they was gonna take. They didn't look like they was ready
They
to
was
go.
ready.
They was ready. Heat, they showed out. They beat the Bulls. And then the other one was the Hawks and Magic. I honestly did not watch that one, but it was a blowout. But I did watch the one good one. I did
That
watch.
was correct. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
I did watch the one good one. But I need your thoughts on the play-in. Apparently, you hate on the play-in, and what's your thoughts on the play-in in general and the games that we've had?
Okay. So it's not that I hate the play in, I hate that it's 20 teams and it's only 30 teams in the league.
Okay.
If there was a play in and it was like 38 teams or 36 teams, 34 teams, I think it would make sense. But 2/3 of the league has the potential to be in the playoffs. I don't think that's how it should work.
Okay.
That's where I like the play in perspective. I just don't think 20 teams should be in the playoffs. I get that it makes, it keeps fan bases engaged throughout the entire year because they want to, create parity or whatever. But I don't think 30 teams should be making it. I also think the first round shouldn't be 7 games, but we talked about that last week. That's my issue. So you talked about the Chicago game. I want the Chicago and Orlando game. I watched it. Orlando was smacking them up. Atlanta came back.
Yeah.
I said Chicago, my bad. Orlando and Atlanta. Atlanta came back. But next thing, it was like a 3-point game. Next thing I know, it's back to 15-18. I don't understand. Then I see Trey get kicked out. Get ejected. So I don't understand how Atlanta let it get ballooned to that again. But of course, I think Orlando's going to win the next game, but whoever wins these 8 games, they're gonna lose in the first round. Cleveland
Yeah.
gonna smack them up. It'll probably be a sweep. Oklahoma City's gonna sweep.
Yeah.
The Memphis and Golden State game, for Golden State to be up 20 at one point and Memphis to be able to come back, I don't know if that says more about Memphis or what does that say about Golden State. That's my question. And I also got a question on why Jonathan Kuminga is not playing.
I got that question too, Steve. I mean, you go ahead.
I don't know if bro, let me ask it to you like this. Because this is what came to my mind. You know me. A lot of stuff come back to money. Stuff comes back to money. His contract is gonna be up. His rookie contract is gonna be up. He's looking for a payday. Do you think they're trying to keep him but decrease his payday?
That is very possible. Very possible, man.
I
Because
don't think that would be the
they
smart move.
playing Moody. I mean, he's cool, but Jonathan Kuminga is one of the most athletic people on their team right now. He can defend. Yeah, you need that.
But Moody defends. That's what Moody does. Moody defends and he's that corner third.
Yeah.
Jonathan Kuminga, Jonathan Kuminga needs the ball.
You think Jimmy Butler being on the team affects that a little bit too?
I think so, but I think
Jim,
they all. I think Jimmy could work with him, work
J-
around him, brother. Let me say it like
Jimmy Butler, he was very ball dominant in that game. Like I've watched the Warriors here and there since they picked up Jimmy. I would literally sit down and watch the Warriors the whole game this time. Very ball. He's basically the point guard.
that. He is. Yeah, he is.
He's basically the point guard for the team, which not a bad decision to make playoff Jimmy your point guard. He went off as usual, but I mean that's playoff Jimmy. He be lackluster through the regular season and puts on the Superman cape when it's playoff time for some reason. What he does, it's what he does though. So
You're right. It's what he do. But I think it works out for them. I think they missing a piece as far as Golden State. I do think. I think I'm gonna pick them to be Houston,
me
but
too.
I think they missing a piece. But I don't really know what that piece is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's tough, man, because they got a lot. They got a lot of pieces. I mean,
do they? Come
it
on,
may
Dion.
be a big. I mean, I like the team. I mean, they've been one of the best teams since the trade deadline with the Jimmy Butler additions. It's just something does seem off. Like y'all missing something. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know if it's a big. I don't know if it's maybe another corner ball shooter. It's tough. They gonna figure it out though. I think again. I think they'll beat Houston. I thought while I was watching this game, I was like, this is a must-win game for both teams because you do not want to go see OKC in that first round. You want to go see
No,
them young pups in Houston because I bet both these teams could have gave Houston a run for their money. I feel like the Warriors can beat Houston. I wasn't so sure about Grizzlies. I mean, they got an interim head coach who, he looked kind of, iffy. And before we move on, what 5 seconds with the game on the line, you get a 5 second violation call.
with Steph Curry, the one on the ball. That's the other crazy part.
Yes,
Steph Curry was the one on the ball.
yeah, that one made absolutely zero sense to me. But hey, they get another chance as they play the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, yeah, they play the Dallas Mavericks, and that is games tomorrow. So it's the Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks, Dallas Mavericks versus the Grizzlies. The Heat Hawks, they will punch their ticket to go place the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Mavericks Grizzlies will punch their tickets to play OKC. Who you got in those two games?
I was about to say, bro, do it matter? Because take
No.
nothing gets swept. I'm gonna go Memphis. I'm gonna go Atlanta. I'm gonna go Memphis. I'm gonna go Atlanta. And I think I that's John did turn his ankle though. You
I
know
got, I
what?
got,
I
I
take that
got,
back. I'm going Dallas.
I got Heat and I got Memphis. The Heat look like they ready for prime time, even though they not gonna beat the Cavs. But this is what they've been there so much. Like playing game, shit, we can do this.
I won't trade. I think so. I'm I'm going with Atlanta because I won't trade it in the playoffs.
He need
Because
to get it.
it's also a thought that I know we can save it for the off season, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. I think Trey need to request a trade.
Yeah, he need to get up out of there. They not ready to win. They all about wings and Magic City. That's all they worried about over there in Atlanta right now.
Yeah. They doing a whole refresh of the program, so a rebuild. Yeah, nah. But I'm going Dallas and I'm going Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of NBA, the NBA awards will be dropping soon, any day now. They usually stagger them a little bit. So since we got the opportunity, me and Q have decided to give you guys our NBA awards. So first one, I feel like it would be nice to start with. Let's go ahead and start with Coach of the Year. Who you got?
And we will start with Coach of the Year. I'm going to go because now I can't think of his name. I'm about to say Monty, but it's not Monty. JB Bickerstaff. Thank you. There you go. Because I was about to say Monty, but Monty was the one that done. Monty just went up there and collected that check. He was
Yeah, he
good
collect that good check.
because he kept telling the man no, but the man kept offering more money. So at one point, Monty had to be like, "All right, bro, come on." But now JB Bickerstaff, because of the simple fact, but come on, bro, Detroit. What was it?
Yeah,
22 game losing streak last year. 24.
that was rough.
They in the playoffs. They in the playoffs, not the play in. They're in the playoffs. He's got to be coach of the year. I think that's the easiest one.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
I agree with that one. From what I've seen, the other options is Kenny Atkinson's for Cleveland Cavaliers, which I can understand. I mean, we thought Cleveland was gonna be good. We thought they was gonna be like 4, 5, 6 seeds somewhere around there. They was the best team in the NBA pretty much outside of OKC. So I can see it. I'm gonna go with JB though. Other one is Ime Udoka. We know he's an excellent coach though. Like this is
I
nothing.
feel it. I do feel that one, but nah, it's got to be JP.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Next one. Let's go ahead and slide with rookie of the year. I feel like no rookie has really stood out this season. Last season it was pretty much a one man race. Chet trying to give him a little run for his money, but it was Victor's award to lose. But no, I watched some games here and there. I watched a few games. One rookie that has stood out to me, he just popped on the screen. I watched a good amount of San Antonio games because I like watching Victor Wimby. But Steven Castle, he stood out to me. And I was thinking about looking at the other rookies out there. I feel like Steven Castle, the only one that actually stood out to me. And I'm going to go with Steven Castle for the San Antonio Spurs.
I'm gonna go with Castle as well because I feel like that's the only one besides Sar. Sar came on late. That's the
Yeah.
thing. If Sar was doing what he did towards the end of the year, for most of the year, he would have not even the whole year, most of the year. I think he would have won it. But he came on late, so it's got to be Castle because Castle's been doing this thing all year.
Yep. You absolutely right. Uh, quick quick one on this one. 6 Man of the year. I feel like it's Peyton Pritchard's award to lose. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
I I was about to say, I mean, Nas Reed, but he won it last year.
yeah.
So yeah, it's Peyton Pritchard. But I feel like he started so many games. Does he still get consideration? I guess he does. But he
Yes.
feel like he started a bunch of games this year.
Yeah. I do want to have a little bit of a discourse about the next award, the Defensive Player of the Year award. First off, all these players, y'all better be like thankful or not thankful, but that Victor did not get enough games because that was his award.
Say
They
it
might as well.
again.
It is going to be his award for the foreseeable future as long as the man is healthy. But before we talk about who who's the winner of the award, we've mentioned it. I mentioned it in the past couple podcasts a while back ago. They desperately need to split this award up because they want to give it to a big, pretty much 99% of the time. There's only been a few times Marcus Smart, Gary Payton, or guards to get it. They need to split this up from front court to back court players desperately, especially because Victor, it's gonna be his for award for the next 10 years. So split it
I
up,
th-
NBA.
I think they need to split it. You right because simple fact, the numbers is always going to skew to a big. It's always going to look like a big should win it because of they do so much as far as protecting the rim. But the best players in the league now are wings. So I think a wing should win it because
Mhm.
they going out every night guarding the best player on the team.
Yep.
I think something needs to be said for that. It's also weird that the defensive teams are positionless, so you could put five centers on there. So
Yep.
I think that's a whole other conversation. We ain't got going. I just think that don't make sense. But I do think they should separate those awards.
Yep. I agree. And when Rudy Gobert, who has won the award a million times, when Rudy goes out there to guard him a wing, he be looking silly. I'm last time I never get it out of my mind. When Stephen Curry had Rudy on him, Steph was like, "Man, have this dance," and Rudy was like, "Yes, you may." And he had that man dancing all over the court, made him look silly, and everybody's like, "That's the defensive player of the year."
Had
Come
that man dancing in the wind.
on, man, come on. But for me though, I mean, it's come down to looks like it's Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Zubac. Surprised Zubac is even in the consideration. I know he's had a good season, but he's kind of under the radar good season. I'm gonna go with Evan Mobley because he's with Cavaliers. They're gonna give it to a big, so I'm gonna go with Evan Mobley for the defensive player of the year.
Oh, Lou Dort. Even though I know he ain't gonna win it, I think Lou Dort should win it.
All right, all right, all right.
There's no way that team, Evan Mobley, for the same reason. That team is good on offense and defense. We know why the offense is good. The defense is good because of everybody, but also because of Lou Dort. So I think that man deserves his credit.
All right. Before we go to MVP, you said you wanted to give us your NBA first team.
Oh yeah. Oh, first team. Also, most improved is gonna go with Kay Cunningham. I want to
Oh
shout
yeah,
that out.
that I felt like that was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
given.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure we acknowledge that. My NBA first team: Shea and Joker, Giannis. Those three is a given. I put Jason Tatum on there.
Okay.
Those are my four. Those are my four locks. My fifth, I'm struggling, and I won't get your thoughts real quick. It's between Jalen Brunson, Kay Cunningham, or Donovan Mitchell.
I give it to Donovan for the simple fact. I hate doing this, but this is a team sport. They've had outside the OKC, they had the best season.
Yeah. They started out with losing one or two games in the first
They
20
won. They,
games.
I think they won their first 20.
Yeah.
They won like their worst 25, 26 games. They won so much it got to the point where FanDuel was they put out a they pretty much put out a just give us your money slot where it was like, will the Cavaliers go undefeated? Knowing damn well they was not gonna go undefeated.
Mm. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So now, okay, we go Donovan. That's why I was up in the air because, but and that's the thing. Jalen Brunson, if he hadn't got hurt towards the end of the year, Jalen would have been the easy option. But I wouldn't 100%.
All right,
So
so let's go ahead and slide to the award everybody wants to know, and that's MVP. Pretty much it's been a two-man race for most of the season. And some people starting to say, hey, this is a it's your turn award. It's starting to feel like that a little bit, just a tad bit. Just saying, starting to feel like it's your turn. A lot of people didn't approve of Joel Embiid winning it a couple years ago, but hey, he did. I got to give it to the man that averaged a triple double, the third person ever to average a triple double, and the first big to do it in Joker. A lot of people say this is SGA's award to lose, but you average a triple double, you get that award. And your team's not god awful. The team's not god awful. They good. They what? They was the fifth seed. They good. You gotta give
yeah,
it to Joker.
how they feel? Yeah, that's how I feel.
So
Nah, bro, I'm going to check all day. It, they fired their coach. Like, and Shea got 20 more wins. Yes, he averaged a triple double, but Shea got 20 more wins. Nah, I gotta go with Shea.
all right, all right, all right. So it looks like, but I mean, it looks like I still going to be. He is the betting favorite on pretty much every sports book you look at. I, I just if I had a vote, I would vote for Joker, Shea too, and yeah, I coming into the season, I was expecting Jason Tatum to be really in contention for this award, but he was not. But it's
No,
neither
I
here nor
think
there.
he's four. I think in the bet, as far as vote, he's gonna finish four because it's gonna be Shea one, Joker two, Giannis is by a margin, and then it's gonna
Yeah.
be Tatum. So
So yeah, you're not
yeah,
wrong.
nah.
You're not wrong. But that's our projections for the NBA awards. You know, we are going to react whenever these award drops. They could drop as soon as today, sometime next week. I believe they're going to stagger them. They usually do the MVP last. Usually around the second round, we'll know who the MVP is. But you know, you're going to get our full reaction for each award. But that'll do it for another episode of From Our Perspective. Please like, please subscribe to this podcast. Not only this podcast, but the other podcast. Hold up, another thing. Uh, uh
So many. Oh
so,
please,
oh
I hope
please.
please I feel what I said. Distant combos with K and S, and then the mixed Fast podcast.
It's a lot. Please like, please subscribe to those as well. In the comment section, give us your predictions of who's going to win these awards. Some of them is easy, some of them is tough, like Defensive Player of the Year, MVP. It's been a huge discourse who should win it. But hey, we like to hear you guys' perspective just as much as y'all like to hear our perspective. So we thank you again for listening. I'm your boy Dion, Q, Captain Hater. Unless you got something to hate on, take us home.
Now here are another guys. It's your boy Mr. Bell, aka say your name up on the spot. Might not fuck with you tomorrow. I'll let y'all later.